Hello, this is a hypnotic video to help you overcome feeling miserable, feeling cringe, feeling depressed, feeling like you're just this vile existence, right? And things are just gonna get worse and worse until you die, that sort of thing. And to get you back locked in, you were looking back on the times, oh, I was so locked in before, and you're either like, oh, how I was foolish then to think that that would last, or you're like, why does it always happen every time I start to feel good? It's one step forward, two steps back, that kind of thing. I don't know, you just, no, it's pain. Oh, I'm always, yeah, you know? And just by listening to this video, just by watching, or even just listening to me, you will get back on track. You will get back to the peak good old days. And if you're like, those days never happened to me, well, they're about to. They're about to. I promise you this, because I have studied the ancient Japanese arts of a special type of hypnosis that removes all of the negative influences and directly connects you to your true higher self. And just by listening to this, you are going to your unconscious, subconscious is going to be activated in your sleep to heal everything. And even before you sleep, it's going to be activated so that you will just naturally know what to do in every situation and how to take all of these crappy feelings and use them to your own benefit, to profit, literally, in the actual literal financial sense of the word. And haters will come and say, you're too money obsessed, blah, blah, blah. And the thing is, they have to eat too. They have to have a shelter over their head too. They're coming out and telling you you're too obsessed with making money, and yet they need money to live. And then they're like, well, yeah, I need money and I get money, but I'm not obsessed with it. I'm happy. If you're so happy, then why are you going out of your way to make me feel bad about myself? Does that make any sense? Trust me, nobody gives unsolicited advice unless they're trying to mess with you for whatever reason. Nobody is going out of their way. You're not even going up to them like, hey, I'm in trouble. Give me your advice. No, they come out of the woodworks when you're having a good old time, right? Or a bad old time. And give you their lovely advice, which every time makes you just feel bad about yourself, right? And they are trying to fuck with you. And it sticks into your head. And it's sticky and icky and freaking disgusting because they are pushing their stress onto you, quite literally cursing you to relieve themselves of their negative energy. Basically, like, pooping on you in a sense. I had this friend who, like, out of nowhere, because I like to discuss political stuff with my friends. I like to talk about history, that sort of stuff. And she was telling me, you're a INFP, this fucking Myers-Briggs stuff. She's like, you're supposed to be whimsical and you're using this intellectual stuff to cope because of your trauma, and that's not who you really are. And you need to be whimsical and stay in your lane. I'm being whimsical. I'm like, I'm being in my divine feminine and being whimsical, and you need to stay in your lane and not be doing this stuff. And it's like, do you know what the least fucking whimsical thing you could possibly do is? You know, the least staying in your lane thing you could possibly do is trying to, like, fucking control concern troll, but yeah, control. Concern troll someone else about what their fucking hobbies should be, what their personality should be. Like, if you don't want to discuss something, that's fine, right? You can just say, I don't like this subject. Let's talk about something more fun. But to tell me, to give this concern troll about, like, you would be so much happier if you did what I want you to do right now. Because I'm so happy that I'm trying to concern troll you about your fucking personality. You see, it's this confusing, this shit that doesn't make sense, and it comes with this emotional manipulation. And you think, a lot of people, again, it's always layers of this. So even now that I'm like pointing out this phenomenon that happens to everyone, everywhere, okay? There's always these subtle concern trolley haters who pretend to be your friend, or just a helpful person. I'm just a random person who's so concerned about your happiness that I'm going to give you unsolicited advice and make stupid negative comments randomly. This is a universal phenomenon, and I'm trying to help my fellow people who get depressed by pointing out that your depression is an accumulation of picking up other people's emotional or energetic excrement. They're literally like shoving shit onto you, by the way. This is a real thing that's happening, right? And you're getting their energetic filth from them, and you have to wash it off of yourself. You can't wash it off if you're thinking, no, this is mine and I'm a bad person and I have to repent over it. And then you're walking around in sackcloth and ashes with other people's shit all over you, quite fucking literally. Okay? And so then if I even talk about this to help my fellow people, of again, there's always gonna be these comments, whether they write them or they're just thinking them, of you'd be a lot happier if you weren't comparing yourself to people and thinking about negative stuff. And how about your own accountability? How about take accountability for your own feeling depressed, and it's your own actions that led to you being depressed, and it's your own worldview. How about this worldview is making you depressed and you need to take accountability? And see, if you really analyze what these people are trying to say, and every time you try to analyze it, like, directly to them and point it out to them, they're gonna wiggle around. Like that same bitch who said that I'm intellectual stuff is just a trauma response and not who I really am. Just months after that, maybe just a year after that, she gave me an astrological natal chart reading and said, literally, quite literally said, intellectual pursuits is who you are. That is your identity. And I'm like, oh, okay, that kind of changed. You kind of switched the script on me there, but all right. And I'm sure if she watched this, she'd be like, it's proof you're a bad friend because you're talking shit. Well, anyway, they're gonna say you can't just blame yourself feeling bad on the evil eye and people's energetic excrement and blah blah blah. Why don't you take accountability, right? Now, see, it doesn't make sense here, because now you are trying to manipulate me into feeling accountable for how you feel about me. Okay? I'm living my life enjoying being a hater, okay? I'm enjoying this. And then you come along and you don't feel good about that. And now that's somehow my fault, that I have to, reframe my whole worldview so that you don't feel bad about it. And nobody asked. You're trying to deceptively frame yourself as the more responsible one who is so generously giving me advice to make me happy. But your advice is making me actually kind of fucking pissed off, actually. So, and now it's my responsibility to convince you that like I'm good without it, and now I'm supposed to make you feel better about how you feel about me. You see? Like there's always someone butting in to tell you, hey, you're doing that wrong, you're living life wrong. And it seems like it's not important, and people are gonna come in here and be like, it's not that deep, just ignore them. Well, I'm trying to tell people to just ignore them. See, it's always like this, it's energetic excrement, okay? The more sensitive people recognize that, like, you don't have to butt in and try to concern troll people, basically, more or less, or act superior. Uh, if I'm up here saying how much it frustrates me that people are concern trolling, and it accumulates and it turns into this depression, and we have to remind ourselves that, you know, all of their stupid negative suggestions are literal curses that literally weigh you down, that cover you in this sticky, icky filth that you need to wash off of yourself by reminding yourself of what they are actually doing, you know. Then someone will come up here and be like, can't relate, couldn't be me, not my problem. I just ignore when people say stuff like that. What's the big deal? Now, you see the contradiction there. If that was true, then why do they have to even make that comment? It doesn't make any sense at all. And a lot of people are going to come in here and be like, how is this a hypnosis video? Hypnosis is when you go and make me feel sleepy and nothing actually happens. And no, actually, realizing what is going on and realizing how curses actually work and why people feel so heavy that they can't even get out of bed because they're literally trapped under a mountain of other people's energetic excrement, which activates something inside of them because of the sympathetic connection that I'm making right now. Because there's people suffering under this, and their entire lives they have never heard the truth about what's going on. They've never connected with another soul who actually sympathizes with them because they are hypersensitive, because they are hyper intelligent people, and they basically never met anyone who has their abilities. So no one could ever truly sympathize with them. And when you sympathize, it like stops this negative feedback loop, and there's like an energetic exchange where the it's hard to explain, but basically, just by listening to this, that pile of other people's energetic excrement is being lifted away from you by your own unconscious, because it has been activated by hearing this gospel right now, where I say, it's like how they say, the first step is recognizing the problem. If you can't even identify, the error, then you're just troubleshooting and nothing's working. And then when you finally find what the real error is, well, then it's easy to just, you're like, oh, that's what this is. It's a bunch of other people's energetic excrement. Well, let me go take a shower and get that off. And you don't need any special witchcraft, blah, blah, blah. You just need to trust that it's happening. It's coming off of you. You're gonna not feel sad anymore. And I was feeling really sad today, because of a buildup of this crap, especially because I have clients and I take their energetic excrement that other people put onto them, and I try to dispose of it. And sometimes I can't do that completely cleanly, and then it starts tripping me up. And so, yeah, I was feeling really sad. And then so I tried to I'm like, I have to make a hypnosis video about this. And then I was writing in my notebook to work through the thoughts and stuff. And then I'm like, I'm not sad. I'm pissed off. I'm actually very fucking angry because these people trapped me under their pile of stressful poo poo and I can't even move. I should be free to dance around like SpongeBob, but instead I'm trapped under like Patrick's rock, but there's no hole under. I'm just squished under Patrick's rock. Or I'm like in Sandy's house and there's no water and I need water. Then I'm pretending like I don't need water because these freaking haters are like, well, I'm fine without water. I could live my whole life without water. Okay, Sandy. Well, I'm SpongeBob and I need water. Except Sandy wouldn't do that. She was just completely unaware. But doesn't even matter. I need water. I need it. Okay. And yeah. And then once you just realize it and you wash off the poo poo, then you're like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. And then you just go back to being a boss killer, basically. And that's what's gonna happen. That's literally what's gonna happen. And it's like, wow, why did things even seem like a problem before? You know, people are always like, what should I do? I feel this pain because of this. Okay. Is pain bad? What's the actual problem here? Tell me. Then you figure out what's the actual problem and you're like, that's not even really anything. That the problem is that you're making a problem out of the little problem. That's not really a problem if you think about it. And that's what I do. But it's because of these freaking haters coming in your life and telling you, you're doing that wrong, you're doing that wrong, you're doing that wrong, you're doing that wrong. Like every fucking thing they say is a way to subtly or directly tell you, you're doing life wrong. Everything you're doing is in error. And then you point it out and they're like, oh, so you think you're just correct about everything all the time? No, but I think it's not your job to come tell me anything because I don't respect you, actually. I don't respect you at all. That's what we have to do. We have to remove the respect for the things that they're pointing out, their expertise in those things, and then we replace it with a newfound respect for like, it is amazing how no matter what's happening, no matter the situation, like you could be stranded on a desert island with these mother effers, like they are fighting for their survival, they will still find time to establish themselves as the like spiritual authority and you as constantly in error. And that is a talent that it's like they really stick to their core nature. You know what I mean? It is very hard to keep these people in line. Like it's a tenacity that I would like to have for myself. So, uh, yeah. And if you respect something, you will just naturally start to imitate it, and you can fragmentalize and take certain elements and be like, yes, I don't want the bitchy concern troll part of this person, but I do want their tenacity in doing it all the time, no matter the situation. Even if they're starving to death, they will find a way to make everyone around them feel like they're doing things wrong. Even the person who's feeding them, even the person who is saving their life, they're going to make them feel bad about that somehow, some way. And you know, that's kind of beautiful. So, this is the end. I know you guys, a lot of you will be like, is this really hypnosis? Does it really even matter? As long as it works.